We back in this thing, man. We took a week last week, but y'all, I'm telling you, we told you, man, middle of July coming. It's time to get it and get it quickly, man. We are 54 days.
It don't seem real, bro.
54 days away till Tennessee plays Virginia in Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee on September 2nd. Y'all, man, we are about to have a string of episodes today. Everything that we talked about a couple of weekdays ago, I guess it was about 10 days ago now. Today is the start of the first part of this summer series. And today it is Tuesday morning. Today's episode, man, we finna lock in who is the most impactful player offensively and defensively for this team in our eyes, but also who is the best player offensively and defensively. Two different opinions, two different sides of this thing. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Ruck in the building. Turn with me. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. I guess it's the Monday rundown on a Tuesday. Let's get it.
From 40, on the way, a knuckle ball. He got it!
Yo, wherever you tuning in from today, man, look, like, comment, subscribe. If you're rocking with us on YouTube, man, hit that bell notification right now so you never miss a show. Y'all, I don't know what happened. We did one video that was 12 minutes long and the channel jumped 15 subs. So I don't know anything about this anymore. I don't know YouTube. I thought I understood the algorithm. I don't understand it at all. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's keep growing this thing, man. Get 1K. 54 days. That's a goal. 54 days, 1K. Somebody gonna have to come and help me out. Somebody gonna have to come and do it, man. Y'all got the boy Turn with me today. It's your boy Rug, man. If you listen on Apple or Spotify podcast, one thing, man, we are glad you are rocking with us. Give this thing a thumbs up, like it. But also go ahead and write a review, man, so you can let the world know why they need to be rocking with straight up Tennessee, baby. Turn 54 days, my bro. What?
Man, it don't seem real. It don't seem real. I was upstairs watching the home run derby a minute ago because there really ain't no sports on besides baseball right now, like MLB baseball. And dude, I don't know. I just keep seeing on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. They keep just posting videos, and I'm like, man, I don't think I'm gonna start feeling it until about a month out.
Bro, I think I feel it more now because that boy Pete Edwards put out that running through the T little teaser. You heard that, John?
Song, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, look at the boy Pete out here, man. That boy sounding great on the little tune. And I saw it, I was like, man, that is every boy's dream from this small town is to run through that T. Now I ran out on Neyland Stadium, but it wasn't through no T. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
But no, I felt it, bro. I have felt it ever since. Go ahead.
No, I got to do that one year. I think we only went. I think the Jamboree. We only had the Jamboree at Neyland Stadium 1 year.
I had it.
Y'all
twice.
have it like all four? Twice. I think
I had it twice.
We only had it one. Then it was at Central.
Yeah. I mean, it really is crazy that we're 54 days out from the 23 season. There's a lot of hype, man. Tennessee actually on Monday released who they're sending to SEC Media Day. That's on July 20th. They're sending Big O, Joe Milton, and I'm missing somebody. I'm blowing blank.
Jacob Warren.
Yeah, and Jay Warren. Shout out to Jacob Warren. Hey, Jacob, listen, Brody. Tap in right now, Jacob, okay? We got your boy Parker Ball coming on the show here soon. You hear me? We got the boy coming on the show, and I'm already gonna call it, bro. Jay Warren, we need you on the show, Brody. We need to get the senior tight end, the Knoxville native himself, Mr. Farragut Admiral. Pull up on us, bro. What's the deal? Pull up, Brody. So that's my plug for Jacob Warren right there. So whatever we gotta do, we're gonna get Jay Warren on the thing, bro.
Whatever we got to do, bro.
But oh man, y'all, like I said at the top of the show, man, today we are gonna dive into two sides of the football. Who's the best player in our opinions on the offensive side and the defensive side, but then also leading into 23, who is the impact player offensively and defensively for this team to be as successful as we can. I'm hearing a lot of things. I mean, the hype from On3 and the JD Pickell and Josh Pates of the world, the hype on Joe Milton is through the roof. Is this something that is going to float to the head of Joe Milton? Is this something that is going to hover over this team to start the year? I want to answer that now. Yes, it is going to hover over us because the hype behind Joe, in my opinion, it feels a lot. It feels like a lot right now. A lot.
Somebody asked me what I thought, and this is just being real transparent. I mean, real transparent. Somebody asked me the other day, one of my buddies was like, what do you think Tennessee goes this year? And I said, it depends on one player. And they were like, who? I said, Joe Milton. I mean, I think we got the dudes. We got the weapons at receiver. We got the weapons at running back. We got a pretty good offensive line. It all depends on Joe Milton.
Bro, if we get Orange Bowl Joe for 13 games, he gonna win the Heisman, bro. There's no doubt in my he will win the Heisman. Like there's nothing you can tell me that he wouldn't.
And go and probably go top 2, top 3.
Absolutely.
In the draft.
Because we know now the NFL draft is straight potential based. I mean, if Anthony Richardson can go number 4, bro, Joe is already that much better than Anthony Richardson ever will be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the hype, it feels a lot as a fan. Like this is not, again, y'all, we ain't the media. We just two dudes that just love this stuff and can actually talk and have a cordial conversation with some good debates. It just feels like a lot. Joe is going to do his thing. To what level? We really don't know. You know what I mean? Like we really don't know. We've seen Joe Milton start 4 games at Tennessee, bro. 4. We don't know what Joe we're going to get for 12 games. But I think purely based off of how long now, this is his 3rd year under Heupel. Okay. If you look at, I saw something crazy a couple days ago. There was it talked about Heupel's quarterbacks over, I think it was like the last 10 years. Like he talked about whoever was the last guy he coached at Oklahoma. I can't remember who that was, but then he had Drew Lock at Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Tennessee down. I don't know if y'all can remember this, but they came to Neyland Stadium and beat us by like 2 touchdowns. And I was freezing cold. For some reason, I went to that game with your mom. I have no reason. I don't remember. Yeah, I have no idea why, but yes, I remember that. Drew Lock came in, straight slapped us. Who was, and at the time, nobody knows like Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel was an offensive coordinator. Then Josh Heupel moves to UCF. Obviously, he has incredible quarterbacks, Mackenzie Milton. Then he gets my dude that's at Oklahoma now, left-handed dude. What's his name? Dylan Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's still starting at Oklahoma. But then he gets to Tennessee, starts out with Joe. Ends up happening, whatever happens with his leg, he gets hurt in the Pittsburgh game. If let's be honest, okay, early in 21 in the Pittsburgh game, Joe had a hot start. He throws the ball deep to Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt drops a touchdown. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, 21, Joe Milton comes out first drive. He overthrows a quick hit route, throws a bomb to Jalen Hyatt. He drops the touchdown because he like gets a concussion like second or third play of the game. I don't know if you remember this, but yeah. Then he gets into a little groove. A lot of hot passes. They're just throwing short stuff, getting him in a groove. He breaks for like a 50-something yard run, almost scores. Next drive, turns his ankle. So it's like we haven't seen enough of him. But I say all that to say, the stat was saying if Heupel quarterbacks in year 2 So you can technically say this is year 2 for Joe Milton because this is his actual second go around at being the starter. Think about it. Hendon Hooker starts year 2. Numbers are bananas. Says that their production goes up 46%.
Wow.
That is a lot, bro. That is a lot.
I mean, you think about it, man. I mean, I always think back to the interview that somebody did with Joe Milton, and they're like, it was like right after, Hendon Hooker like became the quarterback and started playing really good. They were like, how does it feel? Or they asked him something about like, how does it feel or something like that about losing the starting quarterback job. And he was like, I never lost the starting quarterback job. I got hurt.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer if Joe Milton wouldn't have got hurt, I really don't know if Hendon Hooker would have seen the field that year.
Would Hendon Hooker be a 3rd-round draft pick to the Detroit Lions?
No, absolutely not.
It's really that no, probably not. So,
and the thing about it is, man, Josh Heupel, and just looking at Josh Heupel's history, he sees something in Joe Milton. He's been pro Joe Milton. I mean, don't get me wrong, he loved Hendon Hooker, but he's been pro Joe Milton from day one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he didn't go and get a quarterback in the portal in 21 for no reason, right?
Yeah, facts.
So, and it just made sense. And it was just, I mean, Tennessee was a big enough school for Joe Milton coming from Michigan. It's like he wasn't going to go to UCF or anything. But Josh Heupel gets to Tennessee. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go with Heupel. So, but like I was saying, it just feels like a lot. And I love that because there's eyes on Tennessee again. Like, when is the last time this is like there wasn't eyes on Tennessee when we had really good teams when Butch was here? To be honest, like it wasn't like this. It wasn't ever like, man, Tennessee is a playoff contender. That's the language that people are saying about Tennessee right now, bro. That's insane. Okay. So, but let's hop into the conversation, bro. Like the meat of today. So offensively, let's start on the offensive end first. In your opinion, who skill set, just who is the best player on this Tennessee offense and why?
Best player?
Best player on the Tennessee offense.
I think if you're going about athletic ability and just like best all around athlete, I mean, I don't want to say the cliche answer, but I mean, I gotta say Joe Milton. I mean, I don't think there's anybody more athletic on the offensive side of the ball than Joe Milton. He's got the size. He's got the arm. He can run. He's got, I mean, you name it, he's got it.
I'm going to just go ahead and tell y'all I 100% agree. In my opinion, Joe Milton is the best player on the Tennessee offense. And it has nothing to do with IQ. It has nothing to do with how big of an arm he is. It is absolute just who's the best football player on that offense. It's Joe Milton. I don't care. Like it is. And it's simply because we've seen how good he can be.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
We've seen how good he can be, bro. Now, biggest impact on the offensive side this year, in your opinion?
Brew McCoy.
Okay. Why?
It ain't. It's kind of been hush hush for Brew McCoy. Everybody's on the Joe Milton hype and like talking about everything else. I don't know. I think Brew McCoy is a sure catch. Like hands down. Like we need 5-7 yards. Brew gonna catch the ball. Yeah. Goal line. Brew is gonna be a dog. 20 yards in.
100%. He should have anywhere from 45 to 60 catches this year.
Yes.
I personally think Squirrel White is going to have the most receptions this year.
I can see that 100%.
Because of the quick screens, the quick game, and the fact that he can just absolutely run.
Yeah, but I agree with that. But I think Brew McCoy is going to have more of those tight game situation plays. I mean, think about the Alabama game. He's the one who caught that ball across the middle, and that wasn't easy. That wasn't an easy catch either. He got
2
robbed.
balls, 2 passes to the biggest receivers we had on the field. First one was to Ramel,
Mm-hmm.
and the second one was then Brew with a guy holding his right arm, and then Brian Branch closing on the ball behind him, and he
Dude,
catches the ball.
his hands are just
Strong.
strong. There's no body. It's all hands.
All hands, bro. Like,
It's either,
so
it's either him. It's either him or I could even most impactful player. I could honestly call me crazy. I could see Cooper Mays. I mean, because at the end of the day, he's the guy over the offense, in my opinion.
you just said mine. The most impactful player on this offense is Cooper Mays. I've seen a lot of games without Cooper Mays, and I've seen a lot of games with him. 2021 in the Pittsburgh game, Cooper Mays goes down. We go to play Florida on the road we have a cheap game the game before. We go play Florida on the road in 21. Cooper Mays is not starting. We got Carvin at center. We move the line around. The boy Ollie Lane is on the field. Early reps, amazing. Over time, they beat us down.
Mm-hmm.
We're hot early. Javonte Payton catches a deep ball down the sideline. Boom, touchdown. The halfback screen to Tyon Evans to the crib. We're beating Florida right there, 14-10. And then you just saw, without the veteran leadership of Cooper Mays and him understanding the call outs, understanding the disguises from the defensive line and the linebackers, what they're trying to do, we couldn't handle it.
Facts, 100%.
2022, Cooper Mays plays the whole game. We basically blow them. It's 38-21 with like 12 minutes left in the game. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He is the most impactful player. Here's why, too. Jerome Carvin is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, Spraggs is back. Yes, Mincy and Crawford are back.
Mm-hmm.
Dane Davis is back. Ollie Lane is back. The boy Parker Ball is back. Like, there's a lot of guys back. You bring in the Texas transfer. You got Addison Nichols in year 2 at center. You got John Campbell from Miami. Like, you bring in some guys, but they still haven't been in the system that long. 100%. Who can make sure that, listen, the quarterback does control the tempo, but who controls the efficiency?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the difference to me. I don't care about how fast we're going if it's all out of sorts.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Cooper Mays has to play every game, and he got to stay healthy all year if we want to go and do the same or better than what we did last year.
1,000%. So we're kind of on the same page right there.
1,000,000%. There's no doubt in my mind. Like,
there's no.
Yeah. I mean, I could easily say other most impactful player, excuse me, is like Joe, but I feel like if that offensive line is settled in, it's like you said this a little earlier, like we're going to have a good offensive line. And I do believe that to a certain extent. It's like the talent is there.
Yeah.
But, okay, Crawford and Mincy swapped at left all year. Like, we never had a true, like, who's left? Do you now say, hey, John Campbell is left because that's what he played at Miami, or does Campbell go to right where Darnell was? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? What happens? I think that is going to be the biggest question mark for us is what happens on the front. We know the sure thing here is that Cooper Mays is starting center and Javonte Spraggins is starting left guard. Like, we know that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see because, I mean, if we're being honest, that Orange and White game didn't show nothing.
No, everybody was out. And I think this time, okay, listen, y'all hear me now. Hear me now. Tune in. Lock in with me for 2 seconds. It's July 11th. Okay. By October 11th, I promise you, the one player that we're going to be talking about by October 11th is Dante Thornton. I promise.
So, okay, here's your little debate question. Dante Thornton, is he a starter?
If they held him out of the orange and white game, that got to tell me something. That's all I got to say.
That's a legitimate question. I mean, you would think coming back it would be Brew, Ramel, and Squirrel. But I mean, where do you think Thornton play? I mean, you put him at slot, or do you put him out wide?
So
play
here's the
him out both, or you play him at both? He's just so tall.
I talked to the boy C2. Y'all remember C2 that's been on the show. I got to spend a lot of time with him last week, and we talked about this, and I'm going to tell you the same exact thing. I think this is the I hesitate to say this. This might be the best receiver room we've had even in Heupel's tenure. Yes, Jalen Hyatt does what he does last year, but before the year happened, nobody was like Jalen Hyatt's going to do this. It was all Cedric Tillman, right?
Mm-hmm.
The year before, we knew we had some good guys. Like, we had Valus. Valus was an NFL draft pick. We knew that. We knew Ced, but we didn't know Cedric was going to do what he did in 21. This year, all of these cats are proven, right? Like, we know what Squirrel White can do. We know that Ramel Keaton is a great possession guy who can catch the ball, get you a couple yards, but he can also get jiggy out there on the outside and get wide open somehow, right? Brew McCoy, he doesn't drop the ball. Just throw it his way. He going to go get it. The question mark is Dante Thornton, and you don't go and get another receiver when your receiving room is already this good for no reason, right?
Yeah.
So the way I explained it was, I think that you're going to have a core of 4. It's never happened in the Heupel era here at Tennessee. We've only had 3, right?
Yep.
We've had 3 guys. There's no way that can happen this year. And here's what I think happens. You're going to see a lot more 4 wide, whereas last year we saw a lot of 3 wide receivers and a tight end. You're going to see now, I think you're going to have the tight end in more of that H-back position, right? Like when they get in that set and Jacob Warren's like right behind the line on the right or left side of the line. They got a stacked formation on the outside. So it's technically 5 receivers with Jacob Warren included. But you're going to see a lot more of the stacks are going to be like Squirrel and Brew and then Ramel and Dante. Like you're going to have to, because he has to be on the field. They've already said he is so fast that he can play the slot and cause problems. He can play the outside and cause problems. He is a matchup nightmare. So instead of seeing the Jacob Warren in the stacked formations, you're going to probably start to see Dante Thornton in those formations and push Jacob Warren inside for more protection because, again, the offensive line is, in my opinion, it's a question mark.
God, dude, he's 6'5", 205.
And runs a 4.3.
I mean,
you ain't putting him on the field? I mean, like, what? He is on the field. I don't care. Whatever has to happen. Dante Thornton's on my football field. He's on my football field. Mac 11. You hear what I'm talking about? Mac 11.
He ran a 4.4 on Pro Day.
You can't be that big and running that fast, dog.
No.
So,
with a vertical at 34.5, I mean, I don't know.
Inside, outside, where you want him. He's a matchup problem. Throw it up. Throw it up. It don't matter.
Don't matter.
So, defensively, who's the best player on the field this year in 23 defensively?
Amari Thomas.
Best player.
Best player, Amari Thomas, hands down.
Big O, we still need you on the show, big dog.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going with a defensive lineman.
And for me, for me, the best player on the field is Aaron Beasley.
I was this close to saying Aaron Beasley.
And I'm going to tell you, bro, you and I both, we saw Bees up close. If I put 20 pounds on you, you would look as big as Aaron Beasley. He ain't that big.
No, he just gets the ball.
He just got that dog in him. Like, Bees, like, gosh, man, like how fast he is at 6'2", 220 is what they say he weighs. I mean, bro, he flies to the football and is a straight head hunter. He's the type of dude like that I'm low key afraid of practicing against because he might hit me and like this man don't even know how strong he is, but he hit me like hard, and I'm hurt in practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they like, hey man, yeah, taps, and then he like hit you in the chest. You like, oh God,
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I'm with
that
you.
hurt. But I also say most impactful player because I mean, like think about this defense and how much I think a lot of people are not understanding how much we lost defensively. Like Byron Young, gone.
Gone.
Jeremy Banks, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Solon Page played a lot of snaps at linebacker last year.
He did.
Gone. Right? Like there's some little like those are not like little departures. Like these are guys that played crazy minutes over the last few years of the hypo era, and now they're just gone. And now you're asking Aaron Beasley, who is not an extremely vocal human. We saw that hand in hand.
Yep.
But who is becoming a leader by action, and then he's going to be able to influence and speak into those around him. He has to be not just the dog, he's got to be the captain of this defense because sure, I 100% agree with you. Big O is that dude is big, bro.
Yeah.
Like that man is a massive human, and he is going to get his. You return a lot of guys on that defensive line as well. You get Roman Harrison back for another year. Like you get some guys, and then you bring in all that young talent at linebacker and on the line, Shandavion Bradley, Arion Carter, David Hobbs. You know, you still got Josh Josephs, James Pierce. Like this defense is nasty, but we did lose that leadership portion. And so this is why I think Aaron Beasley has to be the impact player too. But if I had to say another person, and I think you and I may be on the same page right here as far as biggest impact, is Tank, bro.
If you're about to ask me my most impactful player, I was gonna say Tank.
Gotta be.
Yeah, dude, been there for 6 years, bro. I mean, he's your leader, and you can tell the way he carries himself too.
Yeah. I think the cornerback room is gonna be interesting. The defensive back room this year is interesting because it seems like you're gonna have Tank and Wesley Walker. They're gonna get the start.
Yeah.
But that corner position is like, okay, Warren Burrell is back. Does he just hop back in? Or is it Slaughter? Is it Gabe Judy Lolly? Like we got boys. You got to think in the linebacker room, Keenan Pali. Like what happens? Like what do we roll out against Virginia?
I think it's going to be an absolute dog stomp.
Bro, we should win by literally 6 touchdowns.
I'm not going as of now. I'm not going. I mean, that might change probably the week of, knowing me. But that's one of the reasons I'm not going is because I think we're going to absolutely like beat the dog piss out of them.
Brody. I like what you said though about Tank, and if y'all haven't seen the show, man, that we did with Jalen, bro, first of all class of a guy. This dude is really, really, really sharp. Great football player, better human. And so y'all need to go check out the show with Jalen McCullough. That was episode 1 of volume 3. I think we did it a couple weeks back. So, but we got more player series videos on the way, man. We got the boy Parker Ball. We've reached out to Omari Thomas. We're going to continue to reach out. Like I said, Jacob Warren, pull up on us, big dog. It's time to get you on the show as well. Knoxville to Knoxville, my boy. But talking about Tank again, I think that the the leadership he brings, but also he understands he just understands football. Like
100%.
so with him being back there, it's like the safety net, right?
Mm-hmm.
He allows everybody else to play more free. He may not have a lot of tackles. He may not have a couple picks this year. Who knows? We'll see. But the fact that he's on the field gives me this security blanket of like, yo, we straight.
100%.
They'll be fine. They'll be just fine.
100% agree.
So I don't know, man. I think, like we said, the key to me all year is going to be the consistency of number 7.
I agree 100%. I mean 100%.
How game over game, down over down, what Joe are we going to get from week 1 to week 2 and from week 2 to week 3? I don't know if you saw this last week. Joe Milton did an interview, and I don't know what the question was, but he says, I don't lose in Florida.
Yeah.
So, that woke some Gator fans up.
Fine, bring it on.
And it is true. He has not lost in Florida as the starter. So
it is true.
I'm the 54 days, man. Tennessee plays Virginia in Nissan Stadium. So, y'all, I can't wait, man. This week is already starting off fire for us. I hope y'all have enjoyed the show today. Our comments, our complaints, our discussion, I guess you could say. I'd love to see what y'all think, man. Who y'all think offensively first is the best player on the field? Then secondly, who has the most impact on this offense going into 23? Defensively, who's the best player defensively on this Tennessee roster? But then also who has the biggest impact on this roster as well, man? I can't wait to get back. We're actually shooting this week with Parker Ball. We'll release that episode at a later date. But we'll be back, man, on probably Thursday, man. We'll be back and we'll probably chop it up. Here's the thing. Here's what we want to talk about Thursday, okay? 10-2 or bust year?
I think that's it.
This is we can talk about that for an hour, okay?
I've said that from day one when people ask me, what do you think Tennessee's record is this year? And I always come back with, well, what do you think it's going to be? Everybody's like, 9-3, maybe 10-2. I was like, it's either 10-2 or nothing. And it's either 10-2 or like 7-6.
We're going to dive into all of that, y'all, on Thursday. I'm telling you, I got some crazy things that I've been thinking about that make me very uncomfortable because I don't want to suck. I don't want to suck. But we could quickly be like, okay, this is what we thought last year would be.
Yeah. 100%.
But I got some hot takes, but I also got some positive takes because there's a lot. This year is crazy. And on top of the 10-2 or bust kind of conversation that we'll have, the last thing is, if it is a positive year, can Tennessee actually beat Georgia this year in Neyland Stadium on November 4th? It's going to be a banger of a show. Y'all tap in with us all week long, man. We getting ready to fire this thing back up. Here in a couple weeks, we'll be back on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then obviously we don't have no Saturdays yet till it's game day. But y'all, we are also only about 3.5 weeks away from the Hall of Fame football game. There's going to be some football on here soon in the NFL. So, but man, thank y'all for tapping in and locked in with us today, man. It has been the Monday rundown on a Tuesday. Turn, you got anything else for the folk today, my guy?
I'm good, dog.
Y'all, comment below, man, who you think is the best offensive player, best impact player, and then defensively, who's the best player and who provides the most impact, man. It's your boys from Straight Up Tennessee, baby. New merch on the way, too. Y'all, we'll see you back on Thursday, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby.